It breaks down like this. You are the sole investor in the Cestui trust, i.e. the birth certificate. You are not the name on the birth certificate because that name is in all capital letters. You spell your name in proper English, i.e. Uppercase and lowercase lettering. So therefore, the names do not match up. So that's telling you there is a separate thing, is a separate entity. So what you need to do is carry that birth certificate around with you wherever you go. You get pulled over for traveling and whatever, they're trying to enforce codes, statutes, and policies and regulations on you. You hand them the birth certificate, not a driver's license. The driver's license, the social, was created from the birth certificate. Therefore, the birth certificate needs to be presented if they're asking for identification. How does the driver's license become more powerful than the document that created it? Just because it has a picture on it. Here's why. They want the driver's license above anything else. Because all of that documentation, all of that writing that's on that license is fraudulent information. It's in all capital letters. They want that document because it has your picture on it, which if you present that to them, you are making joinder to the all caps corporational name, the trust. You are being the trustee instead of the sole investor. That's why you need that birth certificate, because it established that here's my investment and I have the proof to my claim that I am the sole investor by way of this birth certificate. It is all trickery. So keep that guy with you. Instead of presenting them with a license, present them with the birth certificate, because that document created the license. That license has your picture on it. It's trickery. It is not more powerful than the document that created it just because it has a picture on it. It has your picture on it because they're trying to make you engage in fraud and identity theft is what it is. Fraud and identity theft. So stop using that shit. If you do have to use it, it's under protest and the rest. And you make it, you gotta say it loud and fucking proud. Make everybody that's around you in ear distance hears what you are saying. That and for the fucking cameras. Since they want to use everything against you, everything is under protest and the rest. I'm only doing it because you're forcing me to, by way of fucking gunpoint. Not because I want to. So therefore, you can't use that in court because it's under duress. I didn't do it under my free volition. I didn't, what you gonna call it? I didn't do it under my free will. I did not consent freely. Everything is about consent, because the fallen was banished to earth because of their betrayal to the Most High. Just on that principle and that fucking fact alone should tell you that we are living in hell and everything is against the Most High. Since when day one, when you are born, you are living a fucking lie. You're being deceived. Get the fuck out the rat race. And if you want to get out the rat race and win this motherfucking war, all we have to do is not comply, not consent. Stay home, ride it out. We're gonna get some food. Everybody need to get some. Pretty sure everybody are hoarding food right now anyway. We need to stop going to work. Stop participating. Stop consenting. Stop participating in the fraud, the deception, the trickery. You think you're doing a good job? You're not. You are part of the fucking system. Everything is decompartmentalized. Therefore, you don't know what the other half is doing, what the other parts are doing, because you're only working in your own little section. There, you don't know what's going on. You don't get the big picture because you're not privy to that information. But like every bad guy, they got to tell you what's going on. So I watch movies and shows for educational purposes only. Over and over and over and over, picking up the clues, checking out what they're doing, because they tell you in every movie, every show, music, they letting you know what's going on. Check out the colony, the borders, love revolutionary, no love revolution, I think it is. Something else on fucking to the lakes, all on Netflix. Check those shows out. They are telling you the same thing in different time spans, in different regions, which should tell you that, hey, they've been doing this forever. That's what they're letting you know. Since way back yonder, we've been perpetrating all this bullshit. World War I, World War II, and all the other wars. For personal gain. And it's not even their personal gain. It is right now because they got the riches and they live in a good life. Well, you can call it a good life, but it's all in sin. So therefore, it is not a good life. And all for Lucifer. It's all satanic. And you going to work, you voting in a democracy when the Constitution speaks of a fucking republic, for one, should tell you that is all deception right there. But yet, you're consenting. Stop consenting. You gotta just stay home, ride it out for about a month. The whole world shuts down. If we do not consent, it shuts down like that in a fucking day. Everybody in the world doesn't fucking contribute to the Luciferian bullshit that's going on. That's how you win. There's no other fucking way. You are the grease in the gears. Rusty up the fucking gears, they can't move. Checkmate, motherfucker. Because if everybody would just stop with the division, religion, race, colors, whatever, all of that shit, the different tongues, get together in a study group, get together in your neighborhoods, get to know people, get to know their history, their experiences. They might have something that'll help you along the fucking way as well. Stop consenting. Stop playing in their system. Insurance is a fraud. The banks are a fraud. Bank loans you some money. Who money did they loan you? They loan you your money in advance, and you are paying interest on that for getting it in advance. The bank didn't put up any collateral. They didn't have any stake in the deal. They didn't have anything to lose. So therefore, it's not a fair contract. You can void that contract. Everything is deception. It's not even money. It's monopoly money. It's Federal Reserve notes. Not backed by gold or silver, only military. And they coming. They already here. And you let them in the fucking front gate when, oh, we gotta declare it a state of emergency. A national emergency. For C-19. But it hasn't killed as many people as they thought it was going to kill. But yet, they still got that bullshit approved. And they went around the metal detectors instead of going through the metal detectors and being searched for all the shit that they were bringing in. Because you got people in certain key places that allow bullshit to happen because they down with the cause. Because they want to see their king return. And if you fucking keep consenting, that's what's going to fucking happen. And you won't fucking like it. You think you will. Oh, let's comply, wear a mask just because I want to help out. I'll do my part. Okay, you want to fucking do your part? You say you're loving the creator? You want to do your fucking part? Stop consenting to sin, to the bullshit. And we can win this. And we can win this. It's not that fucking hard. Well, it is that hard because you are ingrained in it 24/7 since day one. TV was created for propaganda purposes only. To push their views in the way they want you to think. Only to shape your thoughts, behaviors, your habits. That's what it was created for. It wasn't created to give you motherfucking education. Well, it's giving you education if you know how to read what the fuck they're telling you. The symbolism and all that other dumb shit. If you... Most people take it as entertainment because look how sick it is. They're telling you that they're going to kill you. Yet you pay your money, your medium of exchange for your that you exchange for your sweat equity. You pay with a medium of exchange to go see a movie, to go endorse a movie and fund a movie that is telling you that they're going to kill you. And you're laughing and enjoying this shit and not realizing that they're talking to you. You don't really think that's sadistic and twisted? We are building our own demise, funding our own demise. But everything is decompartmentalized so you don't see it. You gotta get the bigger picture, man. Why would someone that doesn't even know you give a fuck about you when your own family and friends fuck you over? And that's people that you know and people you love. But you think someone that doesn't know absolutely jack shit about you, doesn't even know that you exist, fucking cares for you. I don't get the logic on that. Why would he? Why should she? They don't even fucking know you. Oh yeah, go Trump, this and that, Joe Biden, we love you. Are you fucking serious? You sound like them goddamn citizens back in the day when it was frolicking over the fucking king and shit. You don't see it. It's a game. You are playing like a fucking court gesture. Stop being the court gesture. You a fucking king. Get your battleship back. That's all you gotta do. Is get your fucking battleship back. What's in the water that's fucking with a battleship? Besides a few subs. What's fucking with a battleship? It's fucking massive. We gave them part of our rights, some of our rights, partiality. But what the fuck? Which means if we gave them some of our rights, we must have this much. If they have this much, we have this. We gave you a part. So that means I still retain something. And I'm pretty sure I retain way more than I gave you. Because why would I give you more power over me if I'm the one distributing the percentage? Think about it. They flipped the script on everybody. Instead of the courts being for public servants, they turn you into public servants. So therefore, it is still for public servants. You're just acting as a public servant. But FYI, here's the motherfucking big ass news flash. You don't have to be a public servant. You choosing to be a public servant, and mostly by being naive and being deceived and lied to. So partially, and is really not your fault because it's been ingrained in you. So don't feel bad about that part. It's been trickery since day one. That's not on you. But what's on you is to realize and do some research and see that, hey, they fucking me. YouTube judge gives you keys for your freedom. He plain and simply tells you, keep your birth certificate with you. That information helped me beat a terroristic threat case because you are not the one on the birth certificate. It's not you. You don't have to answer to that name. Yes, they're gonna bully you. They're gonna say dumb shit. They're gonna arrest you. All that shit. That's fucking stage acting. Is what they're doing. You can't do any of that shit if you know who you are. Because you have more power than the guy sitting on the fucking bench. And the person that's giving you a fucking reset has more power than the guy sitting on the bench. When you get something notarized, then send it to the courts. Those guys have more power than the guy sitting on the bench. But you don't know who you are. Well, I'm here to tell you who you are. You have a first name, and then you have your middle name, so-called middle name. Your first name and your middle name is your Christian name. Your last name, or so-called last name, is your family name. And I've been making a stink about this for a while, and I paused for a minute because I realized I seen on some application that I filled out that it did have last name, family name, and hyphens. So I scratched out last name and circled family name. But I do see now they're giving you an option. Someone is trying to change something within the system. But yeah, your first name and your middle name is your Christian name, is your true name. The family of whatever, John Doe, whoever. Family of the Does, family of fucking Donut, whatever. But start using your Christian name, your given name, because it's your true self. It's where your rights lie. It defeats their presumptions of who you are, because they are going to presume that you are a federal employee, i.e. the guy on the driver's license, i.e. the social security information, i.e. the birth certificate. You are not that guy. You don't want to be that woman. Well, that lady, or that female rather. Because there's female and male. Man and woman is for the creator. Look on any government document, any application. I put it on my offspring. On any application. It's male or female. Never man or woman. I did my research. And not only that, the creator gave me discernment. I see it now. I see it clearly. I see clearly what's going on. Everything is against him. You have to cipher through all the BS. Everything is against him. Which made me believe, and made me realize that he did exist. After all the other miracles way before that I have experienced. I didn't heed what I was seeing and what I was partaking in. But after realizing how everybody is against him, made me believe in him and started searching for him and running towards him. And most people don't get it. They're taking sides like, oh, I'm a Morris Science Temple, which is an organization, a sub-corporation of the U.S. corporation. How is that walking in the truth, man? And on their, not to rag on the Morris Science Temple, they got some brothers in there that are knowledgeable and that are cool, you know, and things of that nature. But I'm just saying the whole plot, the beginning of it, they're part of the UN. They are aligned with the UN Agenda 21. And if anybody knows anything about the Agenda 21, that is detrimental to humanity. Is what that plot is about. Is what we're going through right now. Got the military here. Yeah, for elections and all that other shit. Is it really? And it's for the civil unrest that they're trying to provoke. Remember in the purge when it wasn't enough participation? Some government entity snuck in. Kind of like when they had that big march of people coming that was displaced from wherever it was, South America, coming to North America, to the border. I can't remember. But that whole debacle, that was a way for them to get their insurgents and their little parties and their little cliques in that was going to just kill American people. They've been killing American people, training guys from overseas on American soil how to kill, but they're killing American people. You don't get it. CIA went to JFK, wanted to kill American people. I can't remember the operation, but they went to JFK to try to, they want to kill American people and blame Cuba on it so they can do a full-out invasion on Cuba. But JFK was real, well, somewhat real, and he didn't let that bullshit fly. Reason why he got assassinated. Lincoln too. Lincoln wasn't really for saving the slaves. He didn't really care about that. He wanted to keep the Union together. That was his big fucking goal. Keep the Union together. So-called black people only entered the war because he was short on soldiers. That is it. That is it. Nothing less, nothing more. You want to keep the Union together. So, they entered the war. He did free them, somewhat. But the 14th Amendment enslaved everyone. Regardless of your skin tone. Regardless of your background. If you are dumb enough to fall for the system, you are dumb enough to be tricked. You are a scapegoat. U.S. citizen. Don't be a U.S. citizen. You don't have to be a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen is that Cestui trust. You are the sole investor in that trust. The trust is kind of like a shield or a veil to protect you if you know how to use it. And I don't fully know how to use it. I am working on that, but I am aware of the situation and in trying to resolve all of this fucking adhesion contracts. Because it's bullshit. I know where I stand, I know who I am, and I'm going to stand on my convictions regardless of where that path takes me. But back on that birth certificate guy. Well, this is all about that guy, but the birth certificate. Keep him with you. He is not you. Privacy Act of 1974, Section 7A1. No government entity can compel you. No government entity can compel you to provide a social security number. And it motherfucking works. Bought a weapon? Well, I bought a few weapons. No social. Because you don't have a social. The birth certificate has a social. You do not have a license. The birth certificate has a license because those two documents was created from the birth certificate. It's like the birth certificate is the parent, the driver's license and the social are the offspring. That's the best analogy I can give you to tell you how they're related. But you don't have to be that birth certificate. You shouldn't be that birth certificate. It's taking your rights away. It's suppressing you. It's having you follow codes, statutes, regulations, and policies, not laws. Because it's perfectly lawful to drive 60, 70 miles per hour in a 35. Only if you're doing it in the safety of others and not endangering anyone or hindering anyone else's rights. It's quite fucking simple. But they make it so complex. Oh, you're going 35, 40, you're going 45 in the 35. No, I'm not. Because have you taken a look at the stop sign and the speed limit signs? No one has stopped to take a look. And why is it in all capital letters? Because it's not for you. It's for the people who think they are the birth certificate name. And you adhere to it. 35 and we're going 32 into 35. Because if I get stopped, he's going to write me a ticket. He's going to pillage the fucking community for their funds and their time and their energy over. You don't get it. You don't have to adhere to any of that shit. You don't have to comply. But you can't resist and you can't stand up for your rights if you don't know what your rights are. But it's quite simple to know what your rights are. If you don't know every individual right, just think about it like this. Whatever you do, as long as you're not infringing anyone else's rights or damaging anyone else's property, you are